Well. Here we are. Let's talk about respecting the rank. I was gonna put and not the person, but I thought it sounded too long. But you respect the rank and not the person. And the presidency. I knew that this would come up with Trump in general and with this whole January 6th ballyhoo. The big talk right now is that basically we have to protect the integrity of the office of the president of the United States of POTUS. I'll just simplify it that way. And so, why is this important? Well, it's because I saw Bo the Fifth Column do a video about it, and the virtue signal that dripped from his lips was very disgusting. And of course, like I say, he's done this pretty much since the beginning, but I think that it's more so now. Is his sort of slight defense for federal entities in general, various federal organizations. It's like, well, why is the Department of Energy getting guns and stuff like that? Why are they doing that? And it's just like, well, it's not a conspiracy theory. They're just getting a couple guns. They just want to protect stuff. They're not going to do anything. You know. Oh, they're getting a cannon. Oh, big deal. And he's very so about the whole thing. But in this case, he's talking about, and he said in that video, well, what if Biden decided that he's going to stay? It's like false equivalency, number one. But I think that let's go ahead and dig into this a little bit. Let's dig into this, and then we'll maybe talk about Bo the Fifth Column and his bullshit. But respecting the rank and not the person. I think that there's plenty of ideas where I think monarchists could get into this as well. Is that in general, royal families are full of debauchery. They're full of debauchery and degenerates who do all sorts of crazy shit. I mean, you look at Marquis de Sade and all that business, and of course I know Marquis de Sade probably wasn't specifically within the monarchy, but he had parties and whatnot. It's the same type of thing, I'm sure, with Ben Franklin. I mean, Ben Franklin, I'm sure, had some wild parties, when he was in France. Of course, he said that early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. The fact is that he didn't live that life because he was in Paris and he went to all these fancy parties and all this business so that he can get support for, the rebels and all this other bullshit. But anyway, that's always something that people leave out. Is the same thing with Trotsky going to New York to get funding for the Bolsheviks. But I digress. The point is that royal families are degenerate, but it's the idea that they hold a lineage and that they hold a respect for, tradition and everything else like that, even if it's lip service, mind you. I'm sure that, like I say, I mean, you look at, the Romanovs and you look at, you know, you look at Tsar Nicholas II's wife, and the affairs that she had with Rasputin and everything else like that. I'm not going to delve into that sort of thing and the connection to God that they have. To me, that's somewhat sacrilegious, and I don't really. Maybe that's a bit odd, but anyway, my point is this: is that here's the real reason why people are upset about the presidency and the attacking of the institution. People just think that, oh, well, it'll lead to authoritarianism. This is something that Bo the Fifth Column brought up. Oh, the authoritarianism and the tyranny. No, it's not about that. It's about party affiliation. It is about if Democrats got in and their president, such as, I don't know, like say a certain Bill Clinton was attacked by Ken Starr, and all those witnesses and whatnot, they don't like that. And they're like, but he didn't bring that up. He left that out. It's almost like he's simping for the Democrats because they're slightly better than the Republicans. I mean, it's all bullshit. It is. It's all bullshit. When you bring up Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter. But people still live by that because they're just coping. And they know that basically it's only, you know, two sides of the same menu, Democrat or Republican. There's no, like I say, I mean, you can go ahead and talk about DSA all you want to. You can go ahead and talk about CPUSA. You can go ahead and talk about whichever other LARP group that's out there. But at the end of the day, they don't have any real power outside of, certain urban enclaves. They don't have any control. Are you telling me DSA could go out to, I don't know, let's say Telephone, Texas, and get people out there? I doubt that they'd be able to find Telephone, Texas, or go out to, I don't know, especially even somewhere like Bowie, Texas. I don't know. I'm just picking out random names of places that I've been in the state of Texas. But you think they'd be able to do that? I doubt it. I doubt they'd be able to get 20 people marching down the street. And even then, they wouldn't want to because it's, 100 something plus degrees out there. Who the hell wants to do that? But anyway, I digress once again. Oof, the ranting is there. But respecting the rank and realizing that if you attack the president and you put Donald Trump in jail, if you put him in jail, it sets the precedent that basically, talk about tyranny. I mean, go ahead and feel as you want to about the presidency in general, but it's like, I guess coups don't happen like that. Is that you can just throw the president in jail, and I guess nobody would want to, there's no power vacuum, I guess, and that there would just, the vice president would take over and the constitution would, it's like, but it's all pointless at this point. It really is. When you hear these folks who are like, the sort of lib mindset of we have to protect the presidency, but also the idea of tyranny is going to take place if they refuse to leave the office and whatnot. Like I said, the United States is a very strange thing. And you realize that the president of the United States really doesn't have, other than sweeping changes, the president by themselves does not have that much power. The federal entities that he controls, yeah, they do have the power, and they are willing to enforce whatever bullshit comes down the pike. But the reality is that, the president by itself isn't going to make these sweeping changes, and that federal power has lessened and lessened over time in some areas. And of course, you can go ahead and say otherwise, but yeah. So let's go ahead and wrap this baby up. See you later. Goodbye.